Leadership of the heart is equally important. And that I learned through this COVID journey. I remember the day we had our first case, that dreadful night that we all remember very clearly 2 years back when we had our first case and Thimphu was literally empty. The moment we heard we had our first positive case, His Majesty came up to the ministry in a blink of a second. He joined us and he said, okay, whatever needs to be done, let's do it. And then we started contact tracing, and His Majesty spent the whole night there, sitting on a couch like that. Whole night, Shuila. So it happened around 10 o'clock, and His Majesty looked up to me and said, Dishan, any contact trace nam chani mes. So in my that arbitrary thing, I just gave a time la. I said, His Majesty, by 6 o'clock, we should be done. And then at 6:18, we managed to do everything. The following day, His Majesty came and said, Ani Ngachi, if we don't do something, what will happen to Bhutan? Then we presented la. If the Niji comes and we don't do any preventive measures, these are how many people Bhutan is going to lose. And the numbers were quite glaring, almost 5,000 something. And His Majesty stood there for some time, looked at the numbers, and then he had one comment la. It's unacceptable. We must do everything in our power. I can't afford to lose a single Bhutanese in our power to prevent that disaster from coming. We had our outbreak. Every night, His Majesty, positive comes to me. Nani chani menuga, what to lishumbe sadega. Ani zumge chage. No. Aluchi positive 3, Shabagi Aludusu. When they were all came positive, 14, 15 of them. Achana omda, pengi way kung boring tedungs. Kondusu lejumbe to sadega, to lejum sadega, snacks sagono, why sagono. Ani kese. How are people every night, every single night, even till today? And that to me is the leadership of the heart. How lucky we are as a Bhutanese to have leadership like that. No, when His Majesty was so worried about children in school, education disrupt jode se, aludusu ge ma punsuling lockdown began, aludusu kachi bedoga se. Ani zungi tsagi shipta. As a mother, I have so much confidence that my son, by the virtue of being born in Bhutan, he will be taken care. COVID has killed more people than HIV/AIDS would have killed in 10 years. So today we can go home, have meals with our parents, talk on the phone, go and listen to stories from our grandparents, and they are with us. So as the leaders were reflecting, then I realized, wow, what did we do right to be like this? So I can think of only one, and that is His Majesty the King. So we have the best role model in Bhutan, and that is His Majesty the King. I think the biggest motivation is the aspiration of His Majesty the King, and that is every word His Majesty utters is the word of wisdom. These are things that, when I look at it, I think the biggest inspiration comes from His Majesty. But ngachara every citizen gi rangi genku citizenry genku di babe chalana machin. I think that is to me serving the nation. There is no such thing as serving the nation. You are serving as a limbo. You are serving the nation. I am a farmer, but you are also serving. So we all have the opportunity to serve. We all have the duty to serve the nation. So with that, I'll end my talk with the leadership